So consider we have already one FreePBX installed, like the FreePBX one. So that means we need to install another FreePBX. To install another FreePBX, so you can again go to the new and then install the second FreePBX. So in this video, I'll not show you step by step the installation of the second FreePBX, as we already saw that we already done the first lab. So we need to go to the new and then give the name of the second FreePBX. So like the FreePBX 2, and then like the FreePBX 1 we configured, or the install and configure the free. So we need to change the type and the version. And then when you done the configure installing the FreePBX, and so the next, so I'm not going all the steps because as you already know all of these steps. So the second FreePBX installation is done. So now it's running, and so we need to give the username. So username is the root, and the password you created. So the second FreePBX 2 is now installed to the, so now it's open from the browser. So the IP address, as you saw in the previously, it was 10.0.0.22. So again, you need to set up the username and password like you already did in the lab 5. So it's a new FreePBX, or the FreePBX 2. So we need to add an extension. So, and then we need to install a phone, and then we will register the phone with this FreePBX 2. So the extension, again, the same way as we did in the lab 5. So I am not showing all the steps again in the FreePBX, sorry, configuring the extensions. So an extension 2001 is created, and I gave the name like the FreePBX2, so user 1, so that it will easy to recognize. So now let's go to the install a Linphone in an Ubuntu computer, and then we'll register that with this, the second FreePBX. So ODL1 is my another Ubuntu PC, and in this Ubuntu PC, I'll install another Linphone, and that Linphone will register to the FreePBX2. So let's install the Linphone, another Linphone in this Ubuntu computer or Ubuntu desktop. So the sudo apt install Linphone. So the Linphone installation is done. So now let's open the Linphone. Linphone. So 2001. So the extension of this new phone, because I registered this with the new FreePBX or the FreePBX 2. So the 10.0.0.222 is the IP of the PBX2. The proxy. So IP of the FreePBX2, 10.0.0.22. So now hit the button OK. Okay. So the new SIP phone, which is the Linphone 2001, and that is registered to the FreePBX 2. So if you look at the information, so it is online. So the 2001 is, okay. So now we have 2 FreePBX installed, and the phones, the connected, some phone is some of the SIP phone is connected to one of the FreePBX, and another SIP phone is connected, or some of the other SIP phone connected to other PBX. Have the 2 FreePBX installed, and we also have the Linphone or the SIP phone installed in the different Ubuntu PCs, and they are registered to the 2 different FreePBXs. And what we need to do is we need to configure the trunk in both of the FreePBX so that they can communicate with each other. So we will see that step by step how we can configure the trunk in both of the FreePBX. So the 10.0.0.249, another one is 10.0.0.2222. So to configure the trunk, we need to go to the connectivity, then the trunk. So again, the same one, the second one, connectivity, then the trunk. Now we need to hit the trunk, add trunk, and then the add SIP trunk. The first one, the PJ SIP. So add SIP, PJ SIP. So then it will bring you the new window, and in this window, you have to populate the value as you need to give, like this is my so the 249, so which is the FreePBX, like the first one. So I want to go to the second one. So I am creating a trunk, giving the name like the 2PBX2. So it's easy to identify. Okay, this is the trunk for PBX2. Then outbound caller ID. I am not giving the outgoing caller ID now. I will show you why I am not not populating the outbound caller ID now. And then we need to go to the maximum channel number, and this maximum channel number is basically how many channel at a time can communicate from one free PBX to another free PBX. So 100, that means 100 channel between the two free PBX. And now you can see in the lab document, so it says then the PJ SIP settings. So now within the PJ SIP setting, most important thing is the SIP server. So SIP server, so this is the 4249. That means we want to reach to the another free PBX. So the IP of the other free PBX is 10.0.0.22, and the port number is 5060. So this 10.0.0.22, that means this is the IP of another SIP server or another PBX you configure. Here you can see the codec. So, or you can select them, or we can keep it as default like G722. We saw that in the theory, the codec G722 or 711, right? So this is we configure the general, we configure the PJ SIP settings, and then you can also look at the dial number manipulation rules. So the dial number manipulation rules, so like we went through the digit manipulation, right? So you remember that in the theory. So here you can find one little different in case of the free PBX. We saw based on the Cisco, and here, so if you look at the X matches the digit 0 to 9. So that means in the Cisco, we saw the dot means 0 to 9. So what we see in the next step, so how can we use the X? So in the Cisco, we consider, like, for example, when we configure the dial pair, we said 1 dot 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 or 10 dot dot, right? So here we can use the X instead of dot. Now click to the submit button. Hit the submit, so you can see the highly recommended to the outbound caller ID. I didn't do that. I will show that later. The reason is I will show why I didn't populate the caller ID. So we created one, the trunk. So that's 2 is free PBX2, and this is now enabled. So now if you again go back to the lab document, so now we need to, when with the trunk is created, so the next thing is outbound route. So we need to configure the outbound route. So let's go and configure the outbound route. So apply the trunk. So then we'll go to the connectivity. So let's finish applying the configuration. So connectivity, then outbound route. So we need to create the outbound route. So now click the add outbound route, and it will bring you the new window, and this new window we need to populate and find. So the dial pattern, then we'll go for the submit. So the route name, so give is a route name like matching with the trunk you created. So the trunk I created before, I said the 2PBX2. So now I am giving the route name is route 2PBX2. So I just want to see what is my exact name of the trunk. So which is the 2, then PBX2. Then again go to the outbound route, and so that the trunk sequence to match, it should be exactly the trunk we created. So if you click it here, it will show you, but I just to double check that what was the exact name. So the FreePBX2. So the route name, route to FreePBX2, but important is this the trunk sequence to match the route. So it should be the same one you created as a trunk. So now dial pattern. So dial pattern. So in this case, this is the first one, right? So the FreePBX. So that means we want to go to the 2. That means FreePBX to the one newly created. So that's why I insert here 2xxx. So similar as you already did in the dial pair configuration in Cisco, 2 dot dot dot. So here 2x dot x. So sorry, 2xxx. So submit. So it created a route to FreePBX to apply. So same thing we need to do to the another FreePBX. That means of both FreePBX we have to do, or we have to configure both outbound route and also the trunk. So now let's go to the another FreePBX and add trunk, add PJSIP trunk, and then we need to populate all of this. So this should be the PBX1, 2 PBX1, and maximum channel 100. So then go to the PJSIP. So the important part, SIP server, which is 10.0.0.249. So which is the IP address of another FreePBX. So the 10.0.0.249. And then you need to configure the port and hit the apply. So your trunk is created in the second one to configure the outbound route. So outbound route window. So now we need to set the trunk sequence to match the route. So we have to select that and then give the name. So we have to select this, the 2 PBX1, and then the route name. So the next part is the configure the dial pattern. So dial pattern. So in this case, dial pattern is 1xxx. So from 2 to 1. So that means 1xxx. And then the submit. Apply configuration. So now we have configured the, here, go to your lab statement or lab document. So this part is done, right? So we have configured the trunk and we also configured the outbound route. So now we need to check can we communicate from one phone connected to the register to one PBX to another phone registered to the another PBX. So I have two Ubuntu ODL and ODL1. So both are actually two Ubuntu PC. I'm trying to call from SIP 1001 to 2001, but it's not working. So let's try with from the Zoiper. Can we call to the other one? So it is still trying, but so if we call from 1002, that means, and this is 1002, both are in the same FreePBX, so they can communicate each other. So from same FreePBX can communicate each other. But if we're trying to communicate to the another phone which is registered to the another FreePBX, which is 2001, and that cannot communicate. So let's see what is the issue. And this is why actually I didn't configure the caller ID. So we cannot ping. So 2001 cannot contact to the other phone. Like if we try the Linphone from the other FreePBX and like the 2001 to 1002, that also cannot communicate. Now let's go to the FreePBX and let's edit the route. So this is why, or the trunk. So here is the route and the trunk. So I just want to show you how to do edit. So that's why I didn't enter the caller ID that time, so that if you find any issue, so that you can do the edit. So you just need to go there and do the edit. So here, so go to the edit. So if you go to the edit, it will bring you the same page, like the outbound route or the trunk. So now both of the is the edit mode. So the edit trunk bound caller ID. So it is basically some number. So now give the caller ID. So here like 99999 and submit. So now I have the caller ID. So apply the configuration. So we have the caller ID, we have the status is enabled, and the name is to PBX2. So in ODL, this is mean one Ubuntu computer, and this is the SIP 1001, and which is registered with 249. So that means that the PBX of PBX 10.0.0.249. And this is another Linphone, which is 2001 is the extension, and it is registered to 10.0.0.2. Let's try, we can call each other. So from here, 2001. So it's calling incoming call, save this, and 20022. So the call is from, so incoming call, and you can answer. So call is continuing now, right? And then you can pause or mute and hang up. So let's try from here. So we are here, the 2001. So let's call to 1001. 1001. Call. So it's coming from the PBX to user 1. So so you can answer it, and then the two of them like actually contacting each other.